Hi, Maria, back with another video, and I decided to film this in my bathroom, my new bathroom. Notice that looks a little different than the other one. But anyway, I just got a new cord for my camera, so I decided to test this, make a test video, and kind of share, my day with you. My day is usually a really bad day for me, but I will say that I make the best use of my time. That doesn't mean that I'm happy, but happy with my job. But however, I did, keep myself pretty busy. I didn't want to think about too much today. So some of the things that were going through my mind today, I did a video early this morning about, how it was almost like no matter what I did, the collective was like picking me apart over anything. If I dressed nice, they were bitching about it. If I dressed poppy, they were bitching about it. Anything that I, basically did, it was basically, now I see what it was a bunch of people, nitpicking just for whatever reason, which really had nothing to do with my job, okay? So, I'm basically, like I said, I'm kind of in a state of limbo, not knowing what I'm going to do, trying to figure things out. It's like, it's very hard for me to, plan my next step. All I can do is try to figure out how to move forward. I'm hoping that, people have developed a conscience, or at least, because I don't know what else to expect. What I experienced was something that I thought was pretty inhuman or inhumane. And so I think it's very difficult to expect some sort of decency, I guess, from after experiencing something that was so, had such a that was directly opposed to being, peaceful. But who knows? Whatever. I don't know what else to do. All I can do is my best. I just don't want to get exhausted in the long run. In the process of it, because I'm trying to do things in a way where I can find suitable employment that's not going to exhaust me or waste my time. Because what happened before was wasting my time because I had, perps involved in it. And they should have never been. And then there was just that situation in place anyway where somebody thought I needed permission to do something. First of all, I don't know who created that idea, but that's an idea that infringes on my rights, okay, which I've covered in several videos. I don't have to ask anyone permission for anything. And that, to me, I think that sounds like a sign of racism. It really does. Emphasizing a person or making them feel, treating them like a child is just kind of weird, I'm an adult, okay? I'm the one who's speaking logically, and I'm the one who is thinking clearly in this, not acting on impulse. So, I don't know what to expect. Hopefully, some people in this town have matured a little bit and maybe realize that, I'm actually worth something, and stop putting me in pieces of shit jobs. So, no offense, I'm not trying to cut down, my present employer, and I have been mindful not to mention their names or anything like that, the company's name, on the video. I'm not trying to be disrespectful at this point. There was a time where I first got there, and I felt as though these people were getting exactly what they deserve. So I would say that things have gotten better. Like I said, that doesn't mean that I want to rest myself there and, stay there for the long term. It's there until I can find something else, okay? Because like I said, people should be passionate about what they do. And if you're not passionate about it, then I think you should leave. That's just how I feel. There's a lot of things that I feel that make sense, okay? And they are in accordance with the law, of course, but they also, there are observances that I think really do need to be put into practice in companies, okay? And I feel very strongly about how I see the world going in the direction that it's going. And I'm a little more futuristic than a lot of people just because I dig old clothes, and I don't like staying in the world, meaning I'm not up on the latest technology. I don't have the latest gadgets. Some people think, well, then you just don't know, or you can't be valuable. That's not true. I'm very into modern day business concepts and moving forward with that way. I'm more of an innovator when it comes to workplace settings, and I do believe that things are going to be changing in the future. And I personally feel as though I have a lot to contribute to the future, in the future, and so that is really where I stand on being in the workplace. I feel as though I have a lot to contribute, and I have a lot of skills, and I want to put them to use, and and that shouldn't be something debatable. It really shouldn't. I was also thinking today about how the importance of employers understanding and seeing signs of domestic abuse, and of course, domestic stalking. And I'm thinking that in this situation, I think people they should have known that in this case, if Piggy's mom had some sort of control over what I did, then I think from now on, it's important for employers to know the signs of that or suspect that, because this is not a very uncommon problem among women. Like I mentioned before in one of my videos, that I had read that a lot of people from law enforcement may a man might divorce his spouse or whatever, and in his way of retaliating, because he's using his authority, his position of authority within his community to do something similar. Now, I'm not saying that, I don't know what Piggy's motive was, I have no idea. Him and his mom got together. I don't get the whole thing, okay? And then my family, I don't know how that whole thing works. I don't know, okay? The whole intermingling or whatever. But I do think that people need to start paying attention to the signs of that, because you are, number one, violating somebody's rights. You're going against the law, okay? And there's just so much involved in it. Nobody should have any say-so as to where a person goes for employment, or I'm going to recommend this person. People do that all the time, okay? But there's usually a little more of a formal process, and the person who's actually doing the job is fully aware of the reference. Things like that going behind the back of the person, it can cause problems. So I think this is very educational for the employer, and I also think that by understanding this, they might be able to recognize signs of domestic abuse, okay? Because this is a form of domestic abuse. It really is, okay? If you're basically putting a woman in a situation where she is dependent on something and then having the ability to manipulate things behind the strings, is dangerous, okay? And so this is something, it's not just these concepts, okay? There's all kinds of, when it comes to business, my mind is constantly turning, okay? Just looking at something, somebody explaining something to me, and I'm already formulating thoughts, okay? So this is how I work, okay? My mind is a computer that never shuts off, okay? So I enjoy doing that. I belong in the world of business, but more as an assistant person who can assist somebody. I don't have a product, or, of course, I could sell myself as a service, but then that to me is the same thing as an employer or working for yourself as a contractor on their property. It really doesn't matter, okay? But whatever the case is, it seems more likely that I'm going to offer my services in business to help somebody who already has an idea on how to make money and then whatever. Now, I do have a lot of ideas when it comes to improving workplace systems and procedures and that sort of thing. And then also, of course, money generating ideas and stuff like that. Yeah, I do. But, I believe that I have a lot of skills, okay? And so this is the things that are interesting to me, okay? And so some people would say, well, where was the idea? Why did you want to become a certified public accountant? So that I could actually be more of a service to myself, of course. And then since I found myself working for an employer, I felt as though I could have a better, more stable footing as far as accounting was concerned. But as far as my, but really, it's not necessary. I mean, I don't have to be a certified public accountant, but that was something that was a gift to myself, something that, I felt as though I deserved after having all these problems going on in my life. It was something that I wanted to do. So who knows what's going to happen with that. So this whole gang stalking thing has really thrown my life into just up in the air. Because really what I wanted to do was I wanted to become a certified public accountant. And, you know, when you start learning how to talk to people and how to go after certain things, you know, you start reading professional magazines, and you guys know, right? So you read these books, you read magazines, you read reference material, and you start hearing about different things. So in my mind, I kept thinking, okay, well, there's ways to do this. I mean, you know, people, number one, you should choose the job that you want. So I had a strategy, you know, to find what I want, to contact a Peter Pipe certified public accountant or run a business office, one of the two. If I was running a business office, I was going to go back to school and study and then find a certified public accountant to assist me, like work his company, or I'm sure her company, for a while, and then, you know, I guess she would sign off on something, you know, saying that I worked for her, and then I could go and do whatever my thing. And then I also thought, well, then if I worked for a certified public accountant in her office, in her firm, then that way she could instruct me, be my mentor, and then of course, you know, it seemed like a very easy transition where I would actually be more like her student. And then once I received my certification, I would have just branched off into whatever. Those were my plans, those were my goals, okay? And then unfortunately, somebody took it upon themselves to, you know, deviate from my plan, you know? And so that throws, and then they contacted every certified public accountant in town, and so now I have nothing to work with. So I don't know what I'm supposed to do in life, and so I have to think about me. And so, you know, I'm a 46-year-old woman, and I'm thinking of the time wasted that these people have been in my life for so long. This is a form of domestic abuse. It is a form of domestic abuse, and so I'm hoping that people will start looking at this, you know, a little bit more closely. So a lot of women who are not just, you know, people messing with their employment. Some people get their employment messed up with, as well as they're getting beaten on, and they're getting all kinds of horrible things are happening to them. And then you got these employers playing with these people, and it's just an absolute nightmare. Now, I don't want to sit here and talk too much about Peggy and Polly, okay, but I will say this. I really am blown away, and I'm kind of really shocked because I've understood over the last 2 months and stuff like that him and his mom were like that. But, you know, the thing is that I'm thinking maybe did the town know that they had a reputation? Does this family have a reputation? But then I keep thinking on the religious side of it, they knew that Esther was this big head honcho person, and did they not see that there was some sort of, what do you call it, contradiction? Or is the moral standard so low that they just didn't even think about it? My mind's blown, okay? My mind's really blown, okay? I really mentioned Polly at my place, any place I ever worked, okay? So I don't think people really understand. I don't know Polly very well, okay? I used to just see her every once in a while, and she came off as rude. She seemed kind of ignorant to me most of the time, so she was just not somebody that I really wanted to deal with, okay? I do remember when I first, about a year or two after I got together with Piggy, she would come over, and I was relearning sewing, because my father taught me how to sew when I was a child, and you know, on an older type machine, and so she kind of came over and showed me some things. She helped me learn how to read patterns, okay? Because before, you know, I was just kind of following the instruction that my dad would show me. Yes, my dad did everything, okay? But as far as understanding, you know, patterns and stuff like that, I would say that she contributed to that. But, you know, slowly but surely, and I realized that there was something very weird about her, and it was something that I really didn't want to be around. So I never really hung out with her very often. So I mean, other people in this town know each other. I mean, they grew up with each other, and I noticed that. So that was one of the first things I noticed when I first moved to this town. Like, everybody's so connected somehow. You know, it seemed that way. And, you know, so they may know his family more than me. And believe me, I've always kind of been in the background. You know, like, there was a time where if he wanted to go see them, I was like, okay, you go do that. I wasn't really into that family, so I don't know. So I don't know his family really at all. So like I said, for Esther and Callie, if they're involved, which I'm pretty sure they are, okay? Esther, definitely. And I'm sure Callie is too. I remember her being kind of rude to me when she really had no right to be, because I don't know her. Like I said, if I was to see her walking on the street, I would never recognize her. I don't know. I don't remember anything of what she looked like or anything like that. But I don't know that family, okay? So most of the people here in town know them more probably than I do. The only person I've had a relationship with is, of course, Piggy. You know, and most of that was within our home setting. So what goes on outside, you know, he could have a completely different life, and how would I know? You know, I'm just not one of those people. And I'm not one of those kind of people, you know, I'm not going to sit here and follow him around or anything like that, you know. I'm not that weird, kooky weirdo that I used to be, that people used to know. I don't, you know, I don't prank call, I don't ding-dong bitch anymore. So you're probably wondering, man, what do you do for fun now? Well, you know, Maria slowed down, and I'm pretty much a sewer now, and I'm not kind of that, I'm really not that weird, okay? I'm not that weird anymore. Okay, and I'm weird a little bit, but not quite like that weird, like creepy weird, okay? So anyway, yeah, I've taken on different interests, let's put it that way. So I don't know, like, what he does at work, or who he, you know, if he's got, you know, what, I don't know. So, you know, all I know is that, you know, people would trip on me, you know, and I know this race is an issue, okay, a little bit. But I also know that, I don't know, you know, but whatever the case is, I got tired of the gawking and the weird looks and the stuff. It really didn't make any sense to me. Slowly but surely, you know, it makes sense to me. I don't know that family. I really don't. And it's kind of weird. So anyway, that's it. I'm going to try to upload this video and see how it works. This is the last thing I could try. This cord I purchased, so, because the camera seems to be working fine. Let's see how this cord works. I know I've had problems with the cord uploading, because it seems like, I don't know, it's not getting enough power or whatever, so we'll try that. So, yeah, I don't know exactly what direction I'm supposed to proceed. You can't keep holding me back, people. I mean, I want to make sure that these people are out of my life, and I'm taking the necessary steps to do that, okay? Believe me, I am. You know, but I will say that I have settled into my apartment, and I'm comfortable here. Really, I get a little bored sometimes, you know, get a little bored, so I just go and jaunt outside and maybe run and go get some gas, pick up some gas, some ice, run a little errand or something. It's a quiet neighborhood. The neighbors seem pretty decent, you know, it's nice, it's okay, I'm okay. Alright, so anyway, I'm going to wrap this video up, get some dinner, take a shower, and head to bed. So I hope you all have a wonderful evening. Take care. Talk to you later. Bye.